I want to comment on the language. We would call this High English. High English.
Really?
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
this is very High English. It has no slang. No slang. And it also has many words which we consider kind of sophisticated, like immune system, pace myself, moderation,
Moderation.
hydrated. Yeah, those are all words which have a kind of a high status. Somebody who's really educated. Okay? So that's in general. This book is basically High English. I very seldom see any slang, any low English in it. So what they're trying to do is teach you the language you would speak if you were speaking to the director of a company. Okay, where you want to use High English. That's just my general comment on the language in this book. Okay, let's go through some of the words. Refreshed. Not refreshed. Refresh. Refreshed is Konglish. Refreshed is the way you'd pronounce it. So at the end you do actually a t, just a t for the ed. Refreshed. And you do it without your vocal cords. T, t, t. So it's like this. Refreshed. Yeah. Very, very silent. Okay? Also, several. Fatigue. And the k at the end is fatigue. Again, it's not, your vocal cords do not say it. You actually do k. Fatigue. Right. Nutrients. Yeah. Now generally, if there's an I and an E, if it's IE, you pronounce it E. If it's EI, you pronounce it I. That's in general, a general rule. Not always true, because in English, there's no rule that is absolute. There's no rule. Sometimes IE is pronounced I, sometimes it's pronounced E. But in general, more often is IE pronounced E, and EI pronounced I. Okay? Moderation. Right. Now that one, shun, French. It's a French word. So, moderation. Any word with T-I-O-N is from France. Many of the words of English are French origin. Okay? Finally, I carry water bottle. Let's see. Hydrated. Hydrated. Yeah. Now, the one which I challenge this a little bit is I also eat red ginseng mixed with honey. Now, do you use the word eat or do you use the word drink?
We use drink in this case.
I think drink is more appropriate than eat.
Yes, that's right.
Because I don't think you eat red ginseng mixed with honey. I think you drink
more like
red ginseng or mixed with honey.
I can guess this writer is not Korean or Asian.
I think you're right. The person who wrote this didn't know what red ginseng mixed with honey is. He thinks it's something you eat, like a sausage or a piece of meat.
Yes.
But it's not. We all know and I've had red ginseng mixed with honey, it's always a drink.
Yeah.
Never like steak or chicken or something like that. So that's the only thing I would challenge this is in addition, I also drink red ginseng mixed with honey. I think it's drink.
It's more.
I think so.
I think more correct.
But
Yeah.
Korea, in Korea, red ginseng
인상?
and 꿀, honey 재워서 먹는 거 뭐라고? 그러니까 물에 타지 않고 옛날에
정과.
어른들은 꿀병에다가 탕을 박아놨다 그러나? 그렇게 했다가 이렇게
디퍼런트.
그거는 먹는 거잖아요.
여기서는 레드 진생은 그건 아니니까.
아니요?
There might be some Koreans they eat ginseng with honey after they steam.
After they steam it. Ah, okay.
스틱.
So I'd say it could be either way.
As you
But-
steam.
네, as I said
More
before,
like snack.
normal Korean got imagination like some tea, red ginseng tea. It's
But
the
in this
best
case, what you said sounds more like not like really food.
Yeah. It's not like it's a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Chocolate bar, you don't drink a chocolate bar,
이상하지.
but you eat it, okay? But yeah, I think it depends on your experience. If you've always had red ginseng with honey as like a bar, then you eat it. But if it's a liquid like you can put into a cup, then it's drink. Okay?
But as she said, in Korea, there are some goods both.
Both, right.
You can eat or you can drink. There are
Right.
different types of red ginseng.
It's kind of like the challenge of English. Now these lights on the ceiling,
Yeah.
are they on the ceiling or are they in the ceiling?
네, 그런 거.
Which are they, on the ceiling or in the ceiling?
On the different in the
언더 틀리면 아위아 스파이더맨.
But if you look at them, they're built into the ceiling.
Yeah.
So they're in the ceiling. Yeah, they're either on the ceiling or in the ceiling.
어렵다.
But in this case,
보스 된다는 거예요.
둘다 되는데 매달려서 표면에 있는 게 아니잖아요.
it's a permanent.
내장형이라고 그러죠.
Yeah.
내장형. 내장이 된 거는.
근데 something 뭐가 현장에 붙었다 할 때는 온도 슬링 하잖아요.
That's a challenge, like the clock.
네.
The clock there, Chike, the clock. Is it
더 맞을 것 같아요.
on the wall or in the wall? On the wall, 맞아. It's on the wall because it's not.
인더월이면 붙박이 형식이거든요.
내장형이라고.
붙박이.
이렇게.
그러니까 셀링 같은
속에 들어가 있는 거.
원이라고.
Is this wrapping of mine on the hand or is it in the hand? Which is it, in the hand or on the hand?
인더되면 저 이해를 가셔야죠. 수술에 끓이시면.
On the
On the hand,
Yeah.
right, because it's on the outside,
outside, not inside.
not inside. Is that water heater on the table there? In the table, is it in the table or on the table? On the table, right.
clear. That's clear.
공부 어렵다.
Are these tables here, are they in the room or on the room?
In the room.
In the room.
On the table.
They're in the room, but they are on the floor.
부러워. 바닥 위에 있죠. 책상.
Yeah.
That's it.
So in and on can be very tricky.
Very tricky.
Georgie, do you use often this expression? Feeling spent? It just
Feeling
say feeling
Feel
tired.
tired.
Feeling spent.
Feeling spent is high English.
High English.
I would not use it.
너무 고급져
It's
생겨.
not standard English.
아,
I would say recently I have been tired,
Yeah.
just
There's no-
tired. Feeling spent? What does spent mean?
Energy spent.
Exhaustion.
Exhausted.
Exhausted.
It's like when you have toothpaste and you're putting it onto your brush, right? And the toothpaste runs out. Is it spent? No, it's gone.
망가진 거예요.
I find very few times when I'd use the word spent. Spent is trying to show somebody that you are sophisticated.
So still,
That you-
it's okay. I've been very tired.
Tired. Tired is what I would say.
That's more tired.
그 완전 다 빠진 거고. 누우셔요 가서 이렇게.
And one other thing I want to say is my wife, for her paksa,
예.
she worked on the philosophy people have of eating in Korea versus England.
아.
Okay?
비교 분석.
In Korea, your philosophy on food is yuck.
아,
밥이
우리
야.
비교는 밥이 약이다.
It's medicine.
예.
Medicine, right?
음식동원.
In England, food is status and it's so you are not hungry. It doesn't have anything to do with yuck. And it shows in your diet. Korean food, much more healthy than food in England. Okay? Koreans live much longer than British.
Yes.
Why? Because you have food as yuck.
밥심으로 살거든요, 우리는.
밥이 약이다 이거예요.
우리는 밥이.
네.
So when she did her doctorate, she did it on the difference in philosophy of the culture in Korea versus England. A house, what is a house? In Korea, a house is family, right? In England, a house is status. Status. Where's your position in society?
사회적 지위를 나타냅니다.
It's status. That's why, for example, in England, a rich person wants a house up on a hill
네.
because of status.
캐슬 라이크. 다 영주야. 우리 집 뼈대 있고.
So it was very interesting for me to read her dissertation because there's such differences in your culture versus Western culture.
예. 비교
Okay.
분석.
How is apartment in USA? Apartment.
It's interesting.
예.
In USA, apartments are where poor people live.
Wow.
매우 낮아요. 소셜 스테이처스.
Really?
예.
Yeah, you don't want to live in an apartment.
Visit Korea.
Why? Because the apartments in America are so poorly built that when you live in an apartment, you hear your neighbor making love.
다 들려.
That's on trial.
다 들려.
But Korea society, rich man live apartment.
그러니까 다
Private
달라요.
apartment.
Very different.
It's totally different. So we live in Korea, we live in a house. My wife and I, because I am from America, I would not live in an apartment
싫어요.
because I am not poor. Why do I live in an apartment?
I just wonder, by the way, are there many apartments? None. No, right? In America.
The difference is your apartments are so well made. They're concrete. They're not wooden. They're not wooden.
미국은 주로 나무로 짓죠.
Yeah.
우든.
So your apartments are very well made. And you have under.
언돌.
Under. Right.
Under Korea. Korea boiler.
Korean way.
코리안
So they're very comfortable. When I go visit my Hanguk Shingu, they have really nice apartments. You know, my sister-in-law lives in Seoul,
So.
in a very elegant part of Seoul. Her apartment, wow,
와우.
it's really amazing. So the difference is your apartments don't have bugs. Do you have bugs? Do you have cockroaches?
No.
All the apartments
뭐
I
있대?
have.
House
시스템.
in Korea, a villa house always has bugs.
네.
We have bugs.
웰컴 박스.
We have to be very careful. Okay? So in America, apartment only for poor people. Unless you're in a city.
Unless
How is villa in USA?
But
rich man or
it doesn't really
so
fit
different.
with any apartment. I think if apartment is in New
그러니까
York, it's not poor.
아.
I guess.
그러니까 그 문화적 갭을 알고
맨하탄.
아파트 얘기하셔야 돼요.
I'm talking in general. My
Yeah.
family, when we lived on Manhattan Island, on Manhattan, we lived in a very elegant apartment.
Yeah, see.
How is villa? English villa.
Villa out in the countryside, in the suburbs,
변두리.
아.
not in the city.
Poor man?
그닥.
I don't think second house is poor man.
No, not poor men.
No, not poor
No.
man.
아.
In the suburb, the villa is quite good.
그것도 한국하고 틀리냐? 한국은 아파트가 더 부자고 빌라가 더 가난한데.
그렇진 않아요.
그냥 에버리지를 말씀하시는 거예요. 일반적인
그러니까 그렇지 않아요.
일반적인 평균.
빌라도